What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and welcome to the same day that we had finished up the rock lights on the 450. Kind of an interesting perspective right now in the vlog, because since New Year's, hopefully 2021 is better for all of us collectively. A lot of people didn't really have the best 2020s. I would say 2020 was kind of inconvenient for me as well, but I'm a glass half full kind of guy, and all things considered, I have my health, I have my family, and I have all of you, and I'm very grateful for all of that. But anyway, cheers to the beginning of a new year. We are back here with the same running F450, and we are about to pull it back into Enthusiast World headquarters to do some suspension mods. We are gearing up to change the looks of the truck that's been on the channel for, technically, it's like 3 weeks now. Stock, these F450s look absolutely fantastic, and of course, the best mod on it is the Enthusiast Apparel bullet antenna, but we've got some things in store. So this F450 behind us is actually gonna go through kind of like a multi-part transformation to get us to what is my end goal. It's just that the lift kit that was ordered for this truck is actually being custom made, and with custom comes lead time. So we're actually not installing the final kit on the truck today. Rather, we are doing something that's going to buy us some time and get us out of the stock appearance. This also has to do with the video that I posted just about a week and a half now, where we were dropping wheels and tires off at E-Town Auto. Real time, they're not done. Vlog time, they're 100% done, if that makes sense for the perspective. And hopefully in the next video, we can get those wheels installed. So if you're liking all of the content related to the F450 and the fact that this thing's just an absolute beast and a beautiful truck, smash the thumbs up button, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification bell. That being said, let's take one final look at the stock F450 as it sits right here behind me. All right, guys, so as you can see from our last video, we've got the rock lights on. Obviously, we love these things. We're a little bit biased, but that's gonna help us out a lot while we're dismantling and reassembling our leveling kit, which we're gonna put on. So we're going with a leveling kit on the truck right now because essentially I wanted to get this truck looking not stock. That was the goal. To my surprise, but not surprise, it was really hard to find a set of wheels for this thing, but I kind of looked out because a friend sent me what I'm gonna call a spot buy. There was one specific online distributor that had a set of wheels that were the size that I was looking for. They weren't exactly what I was looking for, but they're gonna be really sick for the time being. But to run those wheels with the tire combination that I wanted to put on this thing, we needed to gain some clearance up front. And as I had mentioned, our lift kit is being built, which is gonna lift us up higher than this leveling kit, but this is kind of our like pinch hit, like our temporary solution. So, we're good. Everything's fine.
Your hemorrhoids say differently.
Yeah, that was not ergonomically correct by any means. I guess I didn't learn anything when I was working a 9 to 5. All right, guys, so what we have in the box here is our leveling kit from our friends over at CJ Off-Road, or Carly Off-Road, if you've ever heard of them before. This is not their top kit, but it has everything that we need to achieve our goal, which is getting truck level today. Bro, let's just steal the adjustable track bar off the Kelderman kit. Nobody will ever even know. It's not a big deal.
Who needs it?
We'll let the winner handle that.
What's that?
Hold your questions for the end, Jake.
What about that? What are those? What's that do?
All right, guys, so what we got here is a 2.5-inch leveling kit from CJ Off-Road or Carly. It's new coil springs up front, which will go in place. There's no spacers or any specific kind of fabricated pieces that are gonna go above the top hat and the actual spring that's factory. So we replaced the entire spring with these right here. We've got these are pretty much like, I'm not gonna call them base shocks, but we didn't go anything fancy for this purpose because we've got some like, what I'm gonna say like really fancy stuff coming for the next setup that will be here probably by like February of this year. But these are basically extended shocks because we're adding 2.5 inches up front. We've got our caster adjusters right here. We've got our bump stop brackets, pucks, drop puck. These are the spacers that are for the bump stops essentially in the hardware, extended vent hose, and we've got extended braided brake lines. This is essentially gonna get my F450 level so we can throw in the bigger wheel and tire setup in the next video. So if you're excited about that, definitely smash that subscribe button. We're just gonna go ahead and get this thing up on the lift and start tearing it apart because I gotta pick my kid up from daycare in a little while.
And all I know is you're fine when you do what you do. And babe, I wanna make you mine. When I see those hips move, I'm thinking, damn girl, yeah, just let me be your man, girl.
Rhetorical question and quiz time. What is the best way to get good experience while doing something that you're very bad at a bunch of times until you get good at it? I'm extremely proud of Jake and I because we just knocked out this lift with a little bit of assistance from my buddy Joey that's still hanging out with us from the last video, which was a week and a half ago, but real time is still this time right now for us. We got this 2.5-inch level kit done in approximately, was it about an hour? All said and done from start to finish. Man, I'm really proud of us, guys. That's a feat. In the past, I'd say that something like this would have taken us a considerably longer time, but again, best way to get experience is do something that you're not good at a bunch of times until you become good at it. That's just how it works. Leveled out, we've got our coil spring installed, shock in place, we've got new caster correction shims in place, track bar bracket back installed. We're looking like we're ready to put on some big old wheels and tires. So now the question is, how's it drive? But before we go on our first maiden voyage with the new suspension, let's take a look. You guys are seeing it outside for the first time before me. Is it worthy of a thumbs up on this video? If it is, smash that like button. Oh yeah, we've got ourselves a really nice level. Sometimes when you do leveling kits on trucks, they actually don't look level until they settle. In this instance though, we have the coil spring specifically calibrated with the right spring rate from Carly. Mind you, those guys really know their and it looks like we are in business. Really great news, ladies and gentlemen. This thing rides absolutely fantastic. It actually feels stock. You wouldn't even know that it was leveled if you were behind the wheel and we didn't tell you otherwise. I'm very impressed. This is not the first Carly kit that I've ever driven, so I kind of had my expectation. First kit I have installed though, and I'm also impressed by that. It was very easy. So we decided to stop by at E-Town Auto Works. They are somewhat stumped over the wheel and tire setup that we were gonna be putting on this thing. You guys can't see. You're just gonna have to wait till the next video. Believe me though, it's gonna be worth it. Just trust me, it'll be worth it. So needless to say, mounting the tire that's pretty wide and aggressive on a dually wheel is somewhat of a challenge. But believe me, if there's anybody that can handle it, it's these guys right here. I know a lot of you come out here to handle your automotive service needs, but as per usual, their information is in the description below if you guys want to check them out. I don't trust anybody else with my forged wheels. It only takes one mess up to mess up a forged wheel, and that just don't happen over here. To be extremely honest, I like this setup a lot. I didn't even have to adjust this steering wheel bracket. Rather, I bolted up the track bar and the thing is completely straight. It feels great. Check this out. No hands. Look, no hands. And we're tracking, boys. Added benefit on top of the fact that, I mean, we didn't have to adjust the steering wheel, which at the end of the day isn't all that big of a deal, is the fact that we still have our true wide track. You guys can recall we installed a 4-inch Wicked Customs lift kit on my buddy Andy's F450 some time ago. I'll link that video up in the description if you guys want to check it out. Very easy install, but one of the downsides of that lift kit specifically, all things considered if you're considering purchasing something for your F450, is you actually lost the ability of your wide track axle. You had to cut into it a little bit. The kit didn't allow you to utilize the wide track, and for me, that would be a deal breaker. Okay, we are back at the house now. Remember I reminded you guys that I had to get out to pick my son up because we were somewhat running out of time? Well, yeah, that's why we're back at the house now. Small change of scenery. We did manage to squeeze in a small pressure wash on Delmonico, man. The conditions around here in the wintertime just get absolutely brutal with all the crap on the road. Y'all know that we washed the F450 just in the last upload, and it's unfortunately already a mess again, but it is what it is. Can't do much about it. Here we are back checking out the F450 with its leveling kit and new shocks up front. I would say for just at about $1,000, this is an extremely worthwhile kit. There goes Joey in his 6.7 F250. It was awesome seeing him, and I'm glad you guys welcomed him to the vlog. Super good dude, friend of mine from college. But anyway, back to where I was saying, for just under $1,000, I would say that if you're considering doing some very minimal mods to your F450 or Super Duty in general, this is definitely one you might want to consider because, well, look at how much better it looks. Even if you're going to ride around on the stock tires, in my opinion, it looks better this way. Now, if you are going to be towing very heavy things, there will inherently be a bigger squat in the rear because there's no payload in the back right now, but it's not something some simple helper bags couldn't offset. Lastly, I just wanted to show y'all a small little reference here. Take a good mental note at the location of the wheel in reference to the fender flare on the F450 here. And we're gonna take you over to the driver's side. Again, another reference. I'm showing you guys the placement of the axle as we did not opt in for the adjustable track bar. Carly says that you can run the stock track bar on this 2.5-inch setup, but you will see a very, very minor difference in the placement of the axle, meaning that your track bar is actually what centers your axle. So if the track bar is off, your axle could be biased to the right or biased to the left. Well, in this scenario right now, the truck's axle is actually ever so slightly biased to the right, but you can't really tell all that much by the naked eye. If we did the Carly adjustable track bar, we would spin the Heim joint out probably about 2 rotations and it would get us perfectly centered, but I didn't want to make the additional $450 investment as it really didn't suit the need for our setup. If I was going for the permanent leveled look, then I would have upgraded shocks for the front and the rear. I probably would have gone Fox with Resis, and I would have done a steering dampener just because it's nice to have on really any solid axle setup, in addition to the adjustable track bar. So anyway, guys, just kind of some things that I'm throwing out there. I know it's very specific to Super Duty or F450 owners in this scenario, but it's all stuff that I kind of just thought through before I actually pulled the trigger and bought that setup right there. Overall, I'm extremely pleased, and I cannot wait to get the wheels and tires installed on this thing. Like, you have no idea. They say good things come with time, and well, the boys over at E-Town Auto Works are doing their absolute best to get the wheel and tire setup that I bought for this thing married up. They're having a little bit of a challenge because dually wheels are very different than your standard wheel that, well, we have on this channel all of the time. As I had mentioned earlier in the vlog, if there's anybody that can figure it out, it's definitely those guys. So with that being said, stay tuned for the big announcement that debuts January 3rd, 2021. Believe me when I tell you guys, it's gonna be a hell of a way for you to get your new year started on the right foot. That being said, tap the subscribe button, notification bell, and the like button on your way out. And well, you know, as always, I'll see you on the next upload.